Hey Beau, how are our current conversations on Zoom or other online platforms affecting our social connection and or perception of others?
So here I am back after another run. Beautiful Bristol behind me. It's a gorgeous day, so I've got the windows wide open, so you might hear things in the background. Um, the power of Zoom and this ability to talk to people live in some sense at a distance. What's it actually doing to us? It's a great question, and it's been asked by quite a few people. Uh, well, one of the things I'd just like to start with is thank God for Zoom and things like it, right? Because while we tend to focus so often on the negative, it's provided such a lifeline to so many people, including myself, whether it be personally, socially, or just in work-wise for those of us who are public speakers and various other things. I mean, it's been so essential. So it's been a lifeline, quite literally. Um, but like so many things that COVID has revealed, it's made the invisible visible in so many ways. It's what I call made the implicit explicit. And in this case, what it's made in explicit is the fundamental importance of touch for our brains and our bodies. Now, way back in the 1950s, the behavioral psychologist, mainly Skinner, really concluded that touch is not that important, that relationships were more grounded in utilitarianism. It was what was useful. And sadly, for so many people, this attitude, this behaviorist attitude still exists, even in our research and in our social interactions. People approach others with the attitude of give what I want and take what I can. And yet, years before that, neuroscience already knew that touch was essential. And this mainly came out of Harlow's lab. Now, what Harlow did is he raised young monkeys and he gave them everything that you'd say from Maslow's hierarchy they needed. They had their warmth, they had shelter, they had food, but they were deprived of their mother. Specifically, they were deprived of the touch of their mother. And what he did is he had, for instance, two different mothers, surrogate mothers, offered to these young monkeys. And one of them had the food, but this surrogate mother was just a wire frame. The other one was coated with sort of carpet and soft materials. And what the young monkey would do is grab onto this and to the second surrogate mother and dig its fingers in. And what he found was that even though it offered no physical nourishment in terms of food, it offered deep psychological nourishment by being able to touch. And so what the monkey would do is it would run, get the food over there, and then come back here. And the result was that the monkeys that were raised with the ability to dig their fingers in and touch, they were actually better able to deal with uncertainty. They were better able to cope with the challenges of the world. Those that lacked it, their immune system nearly completely collapsed. They became remarkably fragile in their cognition and in their physical body, even to the extent of dying. So touch is remarkably essential for not just your soul, it's nourishment even for your body and your brain. So what is touch? Is it just skin to skin? And many people know that this is wrong because you all know, you probably all have the experience that when you're touched too fast or too strong, or you can feel the indifference of the touch that someone is applying to you, that it doesn't feel right. Rather, touch is to listen to another's body with your fingers, right? Touch is about an intention. So we can do a little demonstration. What I want you to do is to take one of your fingers, your index finger, and just touch a surface next to you, right? Just feel that surface. And you ask yourself the question, where do you feel it? And the answer is quite obvious. You feel it on the end of your finger. Now what I want you to do is to touch the back of your hand, right? And then the question is, where do you feel it now? And the answer is the back of your hand. You no longer feel it on your finger. Right? What does this simple demonstration show? It shows that touch is like listening. Right? Your skin is like your eardrum. When you reach out into the world, you're not touching the world is touching you. You're listening. So, which means that touch can also be to listen to another person. So when another person feels heard, they feel touched. And this is what really Zoom enables you to do. It enables you to touch someone from a distance if you truly listen. But what does it mean to truly listen with your hands, or to truly touch with your ears or your eyes? What it means is to be able to nourish another, to bring them into existence. And how do we do that? Well, that could be another question that I'd be happy to answer. So COVID demonstrated that touch is essential to our lives. It's a nourishment. It's fundamental to our existence. It actually promotes our immune system. It promotes our cognition. But to touch is not just physicality like this. Touch is an intention. Right? Touch is to bring someone else into existence. It's to listen to their body, or it's to touch with your ears. So go listen.